So imagine you survived literally the bloodiest battles of the 19th century, right?
Oh, setting the scene. I like it.
Right, so you face down artillery fire, cavalry charges, the works, and then after all that, the most terrifying thing in your entire life is just this pretty girl in a yellow feathered bonnet walking uninvited into your library.
I mean, it was quite the contrast. You have this guy who has seen the absolute worst of the world, completely undone by, like, a bit of silk and a bold introduction.
It's just the best. Welcome to the deep dive, everyone. Today we are immersing ourselves in book 4 of the Riddle Sisters series.
Yes, Lady Cordelia's Scarred Soldier by Jennifer Monroe.
Such a good title. We are putting chapters 1 through 6 under the microscope today.
And our mission for you guys listening is basically to break down the romance, the mystery, and the honestly intensely debatable character dynamics of this opening act.
Very debatable.
Yeah.
Because right out of the gate, we really have to ask, are we watching a swoon-worthy, brilliant love story unfold? Or, are we looking at a wildly unbalanced partnership where one person is doing literally all the work?
It's the ultimate question for this couple. Because, I mean, on paper,
Yeah.
they're complete opposites in how they handle the world around them.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And listen, I am going to put my cards on the table right now for you. The leading man, Vincent Barringer, he is an absolute masterpiece.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
No, listen, I am utterly obsessed with him. Yes, he's guarded. Yes, he flinches at loud noises. But, we need to remember what it actually means when the book says he survived the Peninsular campaigns in Waterloo.
Right. It's not a joke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are not talking about polite, distant skirmishes here. We are talking about brutal, muddy, horrific things. And he survived that, and instead of becoming bitter or mean, he is just quietly, carefully putting himself back together. He is top-tier book boyfriend material.
Okay, I hear your defense of him. I really do. But I am going to have to push back super hard on this.
Why? How can you not love him?
Because from where I'm sitting, Vincent is a guy who has basically made isolation into this cozy little identity.
Oh, come on. That's not fair.
It is. He's buried himself in a library where nobody asks him any questions. And meanwhile, Lady Cordelia is out here doing all the heavy lifting for the plot.
I wouldn't say all the heavy lift up.
She is driving the action, while Vincent just kind of stands around being incredibly handsome and brooding about the past.
Okay, well, let's actually look at how this dynamic kicks off, because I think the way they meet sets the stage for everything.
It really does.
So it all starts at Worthington Manor. It's pouring rain. Cordelia is incredibly bored, trapped indoors, and she just starts snooping around her late grandfather's immaculate off-limits library.
Which, by the way, tells us everything we need to know about her right away.
Right.
She absolutely despises the polite, boring rules of society.
Yeah.
Like, she wants a chase. She wants bandits and adventure, not, embroidery.
And that restless energy totally pays off, because she notices this book sitting just a fraction of an inch too far forward on the shelf.
So observant.
She pulls it out, realizes it's hollow, and finds this tiny iron door hidden behind it. And inside that space is a heavy silver goblet covered in these bizarre, ancient engravings.
Which is such a cool moment.
It is. Now, Cordelia already has this family reputation for uncovering hidden things, so she immediately starts inspecting it. She notices the base is unusually thick. She gives it a firm, hard twist, and click. A hidden chamber opens up inside the base.
I mean, it is a great puzzle moment, I'll give you that.
It's brilliant detective work. And inside the base, she finds this tiny scroll of paper with a single name, Vincent Barringer, Society of Antiquaries, London.
Okay, yes, that's one way to look at it. But consider what she does next.
She goes to find him.
She figures out the puzzle, yes, but then she completely abandons common sense.
Yeah.
I mean, she marches straight into London, entirely unescorted.
She's an independent woman.
Which, for the unmarried daughter of a marquess, is social suicide. And she walks right into Somerset House to track this strange man down. She drops the goblet on his desk and literally says, "Your name was given to me by a friend."
It gets his attention. It's a bold move.
It is a massive lie. And it's a deeply reckless move. She practically gift wraps the plot and drops it on his desk.
Yeah.
He was perfectly content, sitting there, examining his 2nd century Roman plaque, completely undisturbed.
Looking gorgeous while doing it.
Until she stormed in and brought danger right to his doorstep.
Okay, but we have to talk about his reaction to that, though, because this is where the romance mechanics actually kick in.
Oh, I'm sure you have thoughts on this.
I do. The second Cordelia walks through that door, Vincent's mouth goes bone dry. He literally cannot think straight.
Well, she is very pretty.
It's more than that. Think of Vincent's brain like this perfectly cataloged, dust-free museum where nothing has been touched or moved for years. And Cordelia walking in isn't just a distraction. She's like a bull in a china shop, knocking over all his carefully constructed defenses.
That's a good way to put it.
He's a quiet scholar, and suddenly this gorgeous woman completely derails his mind.
I will grant you the physical chemistry is instant. I mean, he even notes internally that he's usually furious about interruptions, but looking at her, he can't even summon the energy to be annoyed.
Exactly. He is completely struck by lightning.
But we have to separate physical attraction from, like, actual partnership. Just because a man is stunned by a beautiful woman doesn't automatically mean he's ready to go on a dangerous adventure with her.
Okay. His reaction to her is purely physical at first, sure. But when she looks at him, she is confronted with a very different kind of physical reality. The physical evidence of his past.
Right, the scar.
Yes. Vincent bears this thin, jagged scar running from his left eye all the way to his temple.
It's very dramatic.
It is. And when Cordelia first really looks at him, his cravat is a little askew, his hair is rumpled, and she has this immediate thought that he is entirely too handsome to be locked away in a dusty library.
See, but here's the critical question for you as a reader. Is she actually seeing the man beneath the wounds, or is she just completely romanticizing a damaged guy?
Why do you think she's romanticizing him? She's just noticing that beneath the dusty scholar vibe, he is undeniably gorgeous.
Because she is falling into one of those classic traps in romance.
What?
The I can fix him trap. She is looking at a lonely, brooding guy who literally flinches when a book slams on a table.
He's jumpy.
He actively hides from the world, and she's getting that dangerous, I can fix him, glimmer in her eye. She sees the scar and the rumpled hair and thinks it makes him mysterious and exciting.
It kind of does, though.
But she doesn't fully grasp that he avoids the aristocratic society he was born into because he genuinely cannot handle the noise and the people. He is hiding.
Okay, I completely disagree. He is not hiding. He has built a fortress.
A fortress of books.
Let's give the man some credit. He was a captain. He was grievously wounded when his regiment was ambushed. He has seen things that would break most people.
I'm not denying his past was awful.
Right, and instead of wallowing in a bottle or becoming mean, he built a quiet, safe, intellectual life out of the wreckage. He found a sanctuary at the Society of Antiquaries.
A sanctuary where he doesn't have to talk to anyone.
I think there is something deeply, fundamentally attractive about a man who looks at the shallow, vain pomp of London society, decides it's totally meaningless, and chooses a quiet life of history and study instead.
I see your point about building a sanctuary, I really do. However, what's fascinating here is that his love for a, quote, quiet life is really just an obsession with rigid rules and predictable outcomes.
They like structure.
He likes ancient Roman artifacts because they're dead.
Oh my
I
God.
don't know, think about it. They don't surprise him. They don't demand anything from him. And that absolute need for predictability is put to the ultimate test the minute they actually leave his office together.
Which brings us to their very first real outing, the Tower of London.
Right. So they realize the strange markings on the goblet point directly to the White Tower, specifically to this ancient, supposedly defunct group called the Order of the Silver Star.
Such a cool mystery detail.
It is. And Cordelia's immediate reaction is action. She wants to go right then and there. And Vincent, he has a complete meltdown.
He does not have a meltdown.
He absolutely does. He wants to establish a research framework. He wants to cross-reference texts. He's terrified they might be questioned by the guards or look suspicious.
Of course he is, because he's a logical, prepared person. He knows there are real-world consequences to just storming a royal fortress.
He's stalling.
He's being smart. But then Cordelia does something so simple and so beautiful. He is spiraling about all the rules they're breaking, and she just reaches out, touches his arm lightly, and laughs.
Yeah, that part.
And she tells him, true adventurers rarely make plans, and when they do, those plans seldom proceed as expected.
And that touch practically short-circuits him.
It does, because she made him laugh. Like, in that moment, you realize he had completely forgotten how it feels to just be amused by something.
It's a sweet moment, sure.
He looks at her like she had just invented sunlight. The book literally says the touch sent pleasant shivers down his spine. Like, did that single moment magically cure him? No. But did it heal something in him? Yes. She is the spark.
The spark.
Yes. She is the reason he suddenly realizes he might actually want to rejoin the living.
Okay, but that raises a huge question about their dynamic, though. Does love spark the healing, or is this relationship just a temporary Band-Aid?
How can you say it's a Band-Aid?
Because I have to scoff a bit at the idea of this being a beautiful moment of partnership. Let's look at the facts of that scene.
Okay, let's look at the facts.
Cordelia is suggesting they literally stormed the Tower of London based on a hunch. And what does Vincent do? He protests every single step of the way. He complains that charging in is going to ruin his hard-earned reputation as a serious scholar.
But he doesn't stay behind. He goes with her.
He goes because he is being dragged by her sheer force of will.
He goes because he wants to protect her.
No, she is a chaotic distraction from the pain he hasn't dealt with. Relying on a pretty girl's chaotic energy to pull you out of your shell isn't a sustainable foundation for a romance. It's a temporary high.
I completely disagree.
She is pulling him forward while he drags his feet. And that imbalance becomes painfully obvious when they literally run out of sunlight.
Oh, you're talking about the crypt descent.
I am.
Okay, this is where I'm going to prove you completely wrong about him dragging his feet.
Let's hear it. Because from my reading, the crypt just highlights exactly who is doing all the actual work.
So they get inside the tower, right? And they don't find any clues on the main public floors. They deduce they need to go down into the crypt beneath the chapel.
Right.
Now, Cordelia's chaperone, Miss Green, takes one look at those dark stairs and absolutely refuses to go down. She is terrified.
Smart lady.
So Cordelia and Vincent descend alone into this low-vaulted, damp, freezing, pitch-black chamber filled with centuries of dust and dead kings.
It is a really great use of the forced proximity trope. Like, you take away the crowds, take away the light, and force the characters to rely entirely on each other.
Exactly. And the physical darkness actually forces an emotional shift because Cordelia, for all her bravado, she gets rattled.
Yeah, it's super creepy down there.
It is. She wraps her shawl tight around herself. She's shivering, feeling the heavy, silent weight of this forgotten place. And here's where Vincent proves exactly why he is top tier.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
He reaches into his worn leather satchel and he pulls out a compact metal lantern.
Oh, the lantern?
He strikes flint against steel, lights it up, steadies her with a hand on her back, and leads her through the dark.
I knew you were going to bring up the lantern.
I am absolutely going to bring up the lantern. Do you know how incredibly hot it is when a man is just quietly competent?
Competent. It's a flashlight.
It's not just a flashlight. He is a scarred, gorgeous war hero who brings a compact lantern on a date just in case it gets dark, because he planned ahead for your safety.
You're acting like you slayed a dragon.
I completely lose my mind over this scene. He saw she was scared, and he brought light into the darkness for her. That is the exact moment the dynamic shifts to a real partnership. He steadied her when she needed it most.
I literally cannot believe we are crowning this man the ultimate romantic hero because he remembered to pack a lantern.
It is the preparedness. It's the, I am thinking about you and our surroundings energy.
I refuse to yield on this.
Come on.
No, bringing a lantern is the absolute bare minimum requirement for a professional antiquary walking into a medieval stone building.
Oh, whatever.
That is his job. That doesn't make him a hero. Look at what actually happens once he turns that lantern on.
They find the secret compartment.
Uh-huh. And who finds the secret compartment? Be honest.
Well, Cordelia finds the secret compartment.
Yes, Cordelia does. She's the daughter of a marquess in a silk dress. And what does she do?
She gets a little dirty.
She takes off her fine gloves, pulls out a handkerchief, gets down on her hands and knees in the freezing dirt, and starts wiping centuries of grime off the stone floor.
She was eager.
Vincent is just standing there holding the light. She is the one doing the physical labor. She's the one who spots the slightly darker stone. She spots the faded carving of the tower and the spiral.
Okay, but he confirms it. He uses his historical knowledge to confirm it's the order's mark.
Oh, wow, he confirmed it. And then what? He tries to open it, he presses on the stone, and absolutely nothing happens. The great scholar is stumped.
It was a tricky mechanism.
And who solves it? It is Cordelia who tilts her head, looks at the mechanism, and says, perhaps it pulls forward rather than pushes.
Which was brilliant of her.
She solves the physical puzzle. He pulls the stone out, and they find the hidden tin box. My point stands. She is doing all the actual intellectual and physical work.
No, she's not.
She is. He is only useful when she needs a momentary rescue from a dark shadow.
You are completely dismissing the value of steady support. Yes, Cordelia is the spark. She has the wild ideas. But wild ideas get you locked in a medieval dungeon if you don't have someone steady watching your back.
If you say so.
I do say so. He opened the tin box when it was rusted shut. He is the one who read the Latin inscription on the ring inside Fide Silentioque by faith and silence.
Anyone could read Latin back then if they were educated.
And he is the one who used his expertise to recognize that the ring didn't perfectly match the 14th century origins of the order. They are a team. She is the gas pedal, and he is the steering wheel.
A team where one person drives the entire investigation and the other person just illuminates the floor.
You are so stubborn.
And let's not forget the most shocking thing they found in that ancient tin box.
Right, the newspaper clipping.
Tucked under a supposedly ancient ring is a folded, yellowed newspaper clipping dated 1815. The headline is all about a series of devastating fires that ravaged the Southwark warehouses.
Which instantly proves that this hidden box isn't an untouched medieval relic at all. Like, someone was down in that crypt opening that stone just 4 years ago. The plot massively thickens here.
It really does. But notice who connects the dots.
Here we go again.
Cordelia immediately remembers her uncle mentioning the Southwark fires.
Yeah.
She remembers the whispers about the orphans left behind in the ash. She is the one asking the critical questions like, why is a 14th century ring boxed with an 1815 newspaper?
She's very smart.
She is driving the mystery forward while Vincent is just, like, cataloging the artifacts.
Well, we are clearly never going to reach consensus on Vincent Barringer.
Probably not.
I look at him and see a man who is perfectly complementing her bold, chaotic energy with his steady, prepared nature. I think he's giving her the grounded support she needs to actually fly.
And you know what I think?
Yeah, you look at him and think she's carrying him across the finish line.
I think her back must be absolutely aching from carrying this entire adventure, yes.
We will definitely agree to disagree on his book boyfriend ranking.
Fair enough.
But looking ahead, based on these first 6 chapters, we have to make some predictions about where this incredibly tangled web is going.
Oh, for sure. For me, the biggest question heading into the next chapters is about Vincent's role.
You want him to do more.
Exactly. Will he finally step up? Will he take some real initiative, grab the reins of this investigation, and prove he can be an equal partner? Or will Cordelia have to keep dragging him through the dark while he worries about breaking the society's rules?
He doesn't worry that much.
He needs to prove he's more than just a handsome, brooding sidekick with a lantern.
Oh, he is absolutely going to step up. You don't write a scarred war hero just to have him hold the light forever.
Let's hope not.
When the real danger comes, and it is definitely coming, he is going to be the wall standing between her and whoever is playing this deadly game.
We'll see.
But my biggest predictions are about the mystery itself. Because we know the ring says Fide Salentioque. That is the family motto of the Marquess of Millingham.
Right.
What does an aristocratic family motto have to do with warehouse fires in Southwark?
The connections are deliberately buried.
What?
Someone left that goblet for Cordelia to find. They knew her reputation for snooping. They knew it would lead her to Vincent. And they knew Vincent was the only antiquary skilled enough to decipher the White Tower connection.
It's completely orchestrated.
This isn't random. It is a highly specific breadcrumb trail left by someone very smart and possibly very dangerous.
Which brings me to the darkest part of this whole setup.
The parents.
Yes. What does any of this have to do with Cordelia's parents? Remember, for anyone new to the series, in the Riddle sisters universe, her parents didn't just die in a tragic accident.
Yep.
They were murdered 2 years ago while working for the Underground, which is the secret espionage network they operated. So is the Marquess of Millingham connected to the people who killed her parents?
It's a huge question.
Are the Southwark fires part of the same conspiracy?
If the person laying these breadcrumbs is connected to the people who took out her parents, Cordelia is walking right into a trap.
And she just brought a very reluctant scholar along for the ride.
Reluctant is the key word.
It is so incredibly good. I literally cannot wait to see how they unravel it.
It's definitely a page turner.
But before we wrap up, I want to turn this back to you listening. Think about the debate we just had today.
Let us know who's right.
Look at the facts on the table. You have a man who has survived the absolute brutal worst of war. He is scarred, he is guarded, he hides in a library, but he is undeniably gorgeous.
If you're into that sort of thing.
And when you decide to go poking around a freezing, creepy medieval crypt, he brings a compact metal lantern, just in case it gets dark, because he planned ahead for your safety. Honestly, would you swipe right?
Or would you swipe left because you simply don't have the time or the energy to coax a brooding man out of his dusty shell?
You don't need to coax him, you just need to love him. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Keep reading, keep debating, and we will catch you next time.